My GF and mother to our 1-year-old daughter cheated on me in the worst way. What would you do? I went away for a week with work. Me and my GF have a 1-year-old daughter, so we were always in close contact, but on this most recent trip she disappeared for a day. I got a message from her in the morning saying she was going out to a city that was 1 hour away from where we live. I already found this odd as it wasn't normal for her, but I didn't mention it. Maybe she just wanted to explore somewhere we don't go to often. After that first message of letting me know where she was going, she stopped contact. That's fine, but it started to get late in the evening, and so I started trying to contact her again, but I was ignored. Then it got to nighttime and I started to really worry. I was asking my family if anyone was available to go to the city she was in and hope to find her, really thinking the worst and that something bad had happened, as it was so out of the ordinary not to be messaging me. Then finally, I got a message from her late saying sorry and that she had fallen asleep. I explained to her that I had been really worried and that I need her to be better at communicating. She got really angry about it, called me insecure and controlling for worrying and trying to have my family look for her. 2 weeks later, she confessed to me that she had been out cheating on me that day. She went to meet a boy that she had been speaking to before we met. They spent the whole day together and admitted to kissing him. She really took out 1-year-old daughter with her to cheat on me, then got angry at me for worrying where she was, while knowing full well that she was ignoring me because she was up to no good. I hurt in so many different ways. This destroys trust in 3 separate ways. I don't know what to do. I'm curious what your thoughts are and what you would do in my situation. What do you think about my GF? Is this ever forgivable? Update. So I have pressed her further, and yes, as we all expected, I was only getting trickle truth. Now the story goes, they met for the first time, kissed, then met a second time the following week to have sex, in a hotel room, while my daughter was asleep in the room next door. Most hotels around here are not double-roomed. I have told her I have 3 conditions if I am ever to forgive her. DNA test. ST test. She confesses to her mom what she has done. Of course she is extremely agitated by this, upset, angry, etc. Realistically it should be the end of us. I should in no way ever accept this kind of disgust that she has committed. However, I can't help but be devastated for my daughter, and wish that there was some reconciliation possible. But the disrespect is foul. I still do remain confident that my daughter is mine, but I will check to be certain. She laughed when I suggested it needed to be done and cannot believe I would consider otherwise. Likely manipulation and gaslighting to make me feel paranoid, overreacting, insecure, all of the usual. She also became very sad at the idea that would do it, but agreed, and also remains firmly confident that she is my daughter. The biggest problem she has, strangely to me, is the idea of STD test, lol. And she is considering telling her mom. Her mom is very religious, godly woman. She knows it will break her mom's hearts and in turn her own. So she is hesitant and maybe will not go through with it. But it will help her to embrace to shame and realize her wrongdoing, and change to never do it again. She says she knows what I am trying to do. Shame her. Which is 100% correct. If there is any slither of a hope of us being together as a family or even being close as co-parents, these 3 things must be done, and I want her to feel the shame of them all, so that she can really sit with the consequences of her actions. And then after that, I can forgive her, but never forget. Comment. Wait. You mean when my ex-wife told me that she and AP just held hands she was lying? And I believed her for so long. / she actually did try to pass off that BS as if I would actually believe it. Did you ask her, what is the difference? Is cheating by holding hands with someone other than the person that they swore vows to worse than fucking the guy? In my opinion they are both deal breakers, and in both cases it takes just as much planning and effort to get into the position to cheat. Multiple times, all day / night long, as long as they have the will / hunger, and of course, the day provides opportunities for all kinds of sex. They act like it was the last time/chance they would do it. This is so irrelevant. This sub can be extremely toxic with a twisted, jaded worldview. The lying and cheating is what's important. Implanting images into this guy's head is not. Go project your problems somewhere else. I advise you to ask yourself if you can trust someone who behaves like this. I personally would not be able to after this. If she's capable of gaslighting you like that, then she's already proven capable of lying in a malicious way. However, she did confess. So it's really going to be on you whether to decide if you can stomach this and move on. I know you have a kid, but, to me, it's not worth being with someone who clearly doesn't value you. Your kid will suffer for a bad relationship far more than separated parents. Next story 2. My mom cheated on my dad 6 years ago and I just found out today. TLDR, my mom had sexually charged conversations through email with someone I have never heard of or met 6 years ago. I have not told anyone, and I am positive no one else knows. I love my mom, but I feel so heartbroken for my dad. Unsure of what to do. My mom and dad have been married for over 17 years. Their marriage is good when it is good, but very bad when it is bad. They have 2 children together, my sister and I. And 6 other children, 5 from my mother's previous marriage and 1 from my father's previous marriage. I am the youngest child and am positive I am the only person in my family who knows about my mother's infidelity. I have always had a feeling that my mom cheated on my dad but was never sure until today. My mother had left her email open on the computer. Whether it was right or not, I snooped. I wish I hadn't. I found chat logs from 2017 in which my mom had been contacting someone named SG. The conversations were somewhat sexually charged. I know my mother is wrong for cheating, but she expressed frequently in the chats how unhappy my father made her. She said that my father did not make her feel wanted or loved. SG seemed very sweet and definitely gave my mother love when my father was unwilling to do so. My heart did hurt for my mother, as it always has, because my father can be very cold at times and I have never really taken a liking to my dad. Growing up he was not the most caring and the only person I ever felt loved me was my mother. But now I feel bad for my dad and my mom. I feel like it's important that you all know that my mother has since stopped talking to this person, or at least all I can assume is that she has because the most recent chat was from 2017. But I still feel like she could still be cheating with how secretive she is with her phone. It makes me so uneasy not knowing what she might be doing behind my father's back. I never thought I would be faced with an issue like this and I really don't know what to do. I refuse to tell anyone right now and I'm not sure I will ever tell anyone else. But I really don't know what to do and it has been on my mind all day. Edit. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who gave advice on what I should do in this situation. I respect each and every one of you who has responded and I sincerely thank you for giving me a chance to look at the situation differently. I apologize if my original post made it seem like I was justifying or happy that my mother cheated. I understand how I could have made it come across as that and I really am grateful for those who have brought that to my attention. I love my father, and all I was trying to do was get the point across about why she might have cheated. I was in no way trying to make it sound like it was the right thing to do. My father is an amazing and hard-working man, and as I try to figure out this dilemma I will take his feelings more into consideration than my mother's because, in the end, he is the one getting hurt and was cheated on and that should have been my main focus this entire time. All I was trying to do in my original post was provide background on my family. Whether I meant to or not, I inadvertently picked my mother's side in all of this and that was wrong. I do now understand that I was looking at this situation with a biased view. I did not mean to come off as supportive of my mother's actions. I have never dealt with a situation like this and was just looking for some advice. I really do appreciate everyone who replied. You all helped me figure out this situation and how I should go about it from now on. Again, thank you everyone, smiley face, comment. Sorry to say this, but people often come with a justification in order to commit infidelity. Just because your father might be cold or even distant doesn't provide a reason to commit infidelity. That being said, your reasoning for not informing your father has nothing to do with your mother logic for cheating. Unfortunately, there are more than enough posts that can provide you with an example of potential outcomes in this situation. If you decide not to inform your father, you risk the potential of your father thinking that you support your mother's infidelity. On the other hand, if you question your mother regarding the situation, she can either lie to you about the situation and go underground with the affair, or she might reveal the truth to mitigate the damage. Both have their own emotional risks. Sorry, there are no winners here. Look, your mother blaming your father lack of love is a cheater's rule. Most of them blame their partners to make themselves innocents. No loyal person deserve this. Tell your father the truth, he is living a lie. Absolutely. Read any affair partner's post on Reddit and I'd say almost all have the same thing in common, that the betrayed partner is terrible and / or the relationship was dead. Making the betrayed out to be a bad person gives the cheaters the license to do what they do. I imagine it's very hard to cheat on a good, kind, faithful partner. Make up a lie and it's suddenly justified, even okay, to cheat. Op's mom is a cheater and a liar. What makes Op think she's telling the truth about her husband as well? Damn, why don't you just go ahead and help your mom cheat and to hell with your dad? It sounds like you hate your dad and are glad your mother is cheating. I would say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I feel for any partner you might have. He's going to get cheated on too, and you're going to justify it just like your mom. Best thing your dad could do is get rid of both of you.